Well, welcome back to Hey Kentucky. Joining us now, certainly a coach that's had a lot of success at Scott County High School, last winning a state football championship in 2013. Coach, you've been there 3 other times, right? And come up runner-up, been so close to winning another one of those. Talking about Jim McKee from Scott County.
I really appreciate being on here, and I love Scott County. I've coached here so long now that I'm beginning to coach some dads of some kids that I coached years ago, and I've coached lots of their brothers. Had 3 sons graduate from this high school, and so it's a great feeling and a great community, and it's always an honor to be on any media organization to represent our school system.
Well, thank you for joining us. And I just got to ask you first off, your thoughts when the governor came out. I know everybody was kind of worried. First off, you had to clear the KHSAA, but then to hear the governor say, let's go forward and give it a shot with this, just your thoughts and your reaction to that.
My stance from the beginning is, first off, this. Nobody's going to ask me my opinion. My opinion doesn't necessarily matter, and I don't really get to take a vote. But I believe that a large majority of people, and I can't speak for everyone, I'm just speaking in general when I talk to other coaches, the thought process was, let's try to do it, and let's try to see if we can do it and do it safely. And if we can't, we're going to know quickly. I wanted to get out there and go. I mean, I'm not going to deny that. And, I'd love to get out there and play. But one of the things I've really had to focus on, this is easy coach speak. You probably do it in your world. You talk about got focus on the moment. And literally this has changed so much. It's really helped us, or helped me as a coach. My only goal was to have a really good practice this morning. People, and you asked me while we were warming up here, what about fans? What about cheerleaders? What about tickets? And I told my parents in our parent meeting last night, I just don't know yet. We're going to try to have another great practice in the morning.
Is it hard not to think, though, like what could happen? Does it drain on you mentally thinking, oh, what if a kid, or what if a team were playing, or this and that?
I would say it's been a little bit mentally draining, just because it's been a little bit of a roller coaster of emotions. There's no question about that. And here's the thing about sports. You're a fan. I'm a fan. Fan's short for fanatic. I mean, people are crazy about sports, and then you start dealing with, and I love them. My mother was one of them, but, football moms, I mean, they're fired up now. They love that Friday night and the thought of their son not having that opportunity to do that. So it's been a little bit mentally draining, I guess, but I think the biggest thing, the most positive thing, and I hope we can, it'll stay positive, was just our kids are obviously excited. Our parents are obviously excited. And, I have to sell the buy-in to them. I talked to them last night in the parent meeting. I said, how bad do you want to play football? Do you want your son to play football bad enough that you're going to tell him he can't have friends over for a sleepover, that he can't go to the park and play pickup basketball, that he's not going to go, how bad do you want to play? And so, I'm doing everything I can to work on that buy-in, and I think for the most part, our people have bought in.
Now, here's the thing. You tweeted out the other day you had 100 players on the roster.
I had 99, and a few people corrected me. I messed my math up. I got in touch with.
I wasn't going to question your math. I wasn't questioning your math.
Well, some people did. I messed up my math, and Center College is called, and my degree is potentially could be probated for a period of time.
What I wanted to ask you about is the fact that you only get to dress out 60 on a Friday night, which is a little different for teams like you, the bigger teams. What's that going to be like, and how difficult is that to cut it down to the 60?
Well, first off, I'm going to respect the rule, and we're going to follow the rule. But secondly, it's a heartbreaking thing to have to tell guys, have to pick out who gets to dress and who doesn't. And obviously, hopefully, this is just going to be a one-year thing, and in 2021, we're back. But that's tough. And I talked to our sophomores about that last night because we've always dressed our 10 through 12 kids, all of them, for every game. And I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to figure that out. I mean, I may have a rotation. I may just ask potentially if there are some kids that would volunteer to give up their spot, but we'll come up with something that's fair, and it'll be my job to make that young man and that young man's family who doesn't get to dress on Friday night understand that he means the same to our program as our best player. It's just the rules that we're working under this year.
Scott County head coach Jim McKee, thanks so much for your time.
Well, I appreciate being on here. Thank you very much, and I would just encourage everybody to do everything they can to stay safe, and let's move forward a day at a time.
Sounds good. More Hey Kentucky right after this.